I mean, the stadium's beautiful, and the pitch, everything, it just really feels like Champions League. So, going into this game against Barcelona at Stamford Bridge, just really looking forward to it with the crowd. As the CEO said, our family, our loved ones are going to be there supporting us. So it's just that much more special. And yeah, it just brings that more motivation for us to play.
Hello and welcome to We Are Chelsea, the official podcast of Chelsea Women, brought to you in association with Skoda, the official car partner of Chelsea Women and proud supporters of women's sport. I'm Kaz Demores, and wow, what a weekend Chelsea have coming up as they go into their second leg of their semi-final Champions League game in the lead after their 1-0 win against Barcelona last weekend. The Blues have everything in their favour as they face the Spanish side at home at Stamford Bridge. And here to chat to me about all of that are Chelsea players Ashley Lawrence and Sjoeke Nüsken. Well, ladies, first of all, welcome to the podcast. How are you both?
Good. Yeah. Thank you.
Have you been to this cottage before? Because it's on the grounds. I've never seen it before. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's huge and beautiful. Yeah,
I've actually never been here.
I was twice here for media stuff.
It's so nice. I want to live here.
Really nice, yeah.
You might find a squatter next week. It's just me hiding out. Now, I want to talk to you guys about that Barcelona game. I know that we've got this weekend coming up. It's the game at home, but let's talk about the first leg. What was it like getting ready for that game?
Yeah, I think I was really nervous because it's such a big game, maybe the big game in my career. And we get to the game very quick and was into the game. So I think I felt very good and the team performance was very good. We felt as a team very good. So then I get into the game and wasn't nervous and was good.
And you didn't cycle to that game?
No, maybe next time.
Do you cycle to training?
Yes, every training with a train and cycling. So.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I use the train every day.
And then you just cycle?
Yeah. Now I can use the steps because they are open. But I cycled for half a year, maybe here.
And do people recognize you on the train?
No. Not that often.
Really?
Yeah, I just do my normal stuff, so.
I think also that's probably like London, England mentality. Everyone's on a train, just like going to work, on my phone, not looking up or around. Ashley, talk to me about heading into that Barcelona game in the morning when you woke up. What was going through your mind? Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was excited. I've played Barcelona already in the past. So, I mean, at this point, it's a really big game. We knew going into it was going to be a big test, but we had absolute confidence in ourselves and just the preparations of the days leading up. We had put in a lot of work on and off the field, and you could just feel, as I said, like a confidence amongst the team. And we've been working really hard to get to this point. And so, yeah, the stadium was beautiful. I'd never played in the Olympico Stadium, but it was, amazing. The Barcelona fans were, hackling us from once we got there, first whistle to the final whistle. But I think that, brought us even closer together. And the performance that we put out, we were just body on the line, fighting for that player next to you. And I could really feel that team connection. So it was a really strong performance, but just really proud of the team.
Yeah, it was amazing. But do you think that now the pressure is on for the home game? Mm-hmm. I mean, the pressure's always going to be on against Barcelona, but do you think maybe you've gone from being the underdog to people going, oh, actually, Chelsea could do this, and does that bring more pressure? But you're like, I don't want to ask this. I don't want to answer this tricky question about pressure.
I feel like it's a bit of both. No,
Yeah.
like it's a big game. It's a semi-final of a Champions League.
Yeah.
But we're going into the game on Saturday with the home crowd advantage, and we want to use that to our advantage, having that energy, being that 12th player out there. Yeah. We're seeing that the numbers of the amount of people that are showing up, it's almost close to sold out. So that's amazing. And for us, we know how big of a difference that can be, being in Spain and playing against Barcelona in front of their fans. It can take a toll on you on the field as a player. So yeah, I think there is that pressure, but we're going in with the same mentality that we want to get a result and we want to put in a really good performance.
How important are the fans? Because people will often talk about it, but I know that some players, like you touched on being in Barcelona, when they've got the away fans or, the other team's fans really heckling them, it kind of fuels them and it gives them that kind of red mist and they go, okay. Yep. So how important are the fans, whether they're home or away?
Yeah, they are very important. So I can remember the game against Arsenal at the Stamford Bridge. It was amazing. The people there, the atmosphere, they pushed us to another level. And I think this is on Saturday. The same. Like we need them. We need all of them. And want to win this second leg.
Yeah, and I just want to add that all season the fans have been incredible. No matter what the game was, we've been playing for 4 different competitions, so it's not easy with our group and having a game almost every 3 days. So we've really felt the support of the fans. They've been amazing, and we just hope that Saturday again that they continue to come out like they've been doing, because it does make a big difference for us as players.
And it's not only the Stamford Bridge; it's the King's Meadow. Wow. I love it. I love to play there, especially from the first game against Roma, the friendly game. It was nice there, the atmosphere, and every game is so special there.
Is there a difference in how you feel or how you prep for a game in whether you're home or away? Are you quite pleased that the first Barcelona game was away, or would you have preferred it to have been at home?
I like the way now it is like this, that we play home the second game. Because then hopefully we can celebrate together, and then I think it's nicer to qualify it for the finals.
I mean, that is true.
I agree.
Like that. Okay.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, ending at home is like, having that support, it could be that much more special, getting the result.
And now getting into the match, Erin scored in the first half. Let's talk about how you guys felt, how much confidence that gave the team, and obviously a lovely assist from you.
Yeah, I can remember about the sentence from Ashley. She ran to us and said, "Oh my God, I love you guys." That was so funny.
I generally did feel like that in that moment because, the first bit of the game, it was a lot of pressure and we knew we had to weather that storm. And we prided ourselves on putting pressure, being relentless, and everyone, putting in that work. And so the goal was really representing all of that, because it was from like a throw in. We were all stepped up pretty high. We won the ball and we were able to be composed. That's something we really talked about, is like taking advantage of those opportunities once we win it back. And so winning it back and just that composure of the combination, finding Erin to CO, amazing footwork in between like 3 or 4 Barcelona players, gets, you need to have that composure in the box, finds Erin back, and then just that, again, 1-2 control, and then amazing finish. But yeah, I think it encompasses that mentality. We want to hunt, we want to win it. And then when we get it, how can we take advantage to create that opportunity to score?
I love that. What is also going through your mind at that point when you're 1-0 up? I spoke to Fran Kirby in a few episodes back in the podcast, and she was telling me how she speaks to herself on the pitch, and I was laughing because she was like, "Don't mess this up, you've got to do it, like you messed up earlier, you've got to do." And I was like, "Fran, you do not speak to yourself like that." She was like, "Yeah, I do, I actually do." What was going through your mind when you guys were 1-0 up?
I thought about like, yes, we can win this game. We can win against Barcelona, and this was running through my mind.
Yeah, I was just like, stay focused. Like, because we were 1-0 up and we wanted to go to score again, but it's like, stay focused, especially, they can get any opportunity and we don't want them to come back into the game. So I was just repeatedly telling myself like, focused, because, it's that one moment where, you're caught off guard. They have the players with the ability to get in behind, to create those opportunities. So I was just repeating to myself, because at this level, it is about the details. So I was just like, stay focused.
And we're talking about one of the best teams in the world with some of the best players in the world. They historically have this rivalry with you guys, especially in the Champions League, but also they haven't lost at home competitively for so long. So was that coming into your mind? Were you sort of saying, we're 1-0 up, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. Or were you already going, no, we've got this?
I would say we stay focused and not think about that we can win this game here. So we have to fight. It was, I think, 33 minutes or 40 minutes when Erin scored. So there's a long time to go. Yeah. So, and Barcelona is good. So we have to stay focused.
Was there anyone in particular on the pitch who you were just like, she's really hard to play against, I have to keep my eye on her?
Well, I think specifically for me, it was Hansen, of course. Yeah. Before the game and even just the past, seeing her performances, the stats that she's put up this season alone, I don't know the numbers, but, the goals and assists and the impact that she has on on her team. Yeah. That was my role. That was my job. And, she only needs an inch. So I was always had that in the back of my mind, but, giving her and the team respect, but not too much respect at the same time.
A few decisions didn't go their way. Do you think that mounted the pressure onto you guys even more? Like their penalty was ruled out.
Another pressure question.
I know, sorry.
Sorry.
A lot of pressure.
But I guess we as fans don't know what it's like when it looks like they're going to get a penalty, but then it's ruled out. Like, how do you deal with that in the moment?
When the referee checked the situation, I was like, crossed my fingers and say, please, please, please. Okay. But I think then, it pushed us a little bit more when they said there's no penalty. And then stay focused, not do this again.
Okay, so basically you're reacting the same way as the fans, because that's what we're doing. We're going, no, exactly.
No. We're all the same,
There were some good chances later on, specifically with Mayra. Talk to me about her. Talk to me about how good of a player she is and this season.
Yeah, she's such a strong woman in the forward, so you can saw it when she played against, I think, 3 people there. And then the finish, maybe she can hit it on the goal, but maybe next time. I think she's a good player, strong, fast. Shooting is also very good. So, yeah.
Do you think she was a handful for Barcelona's defence?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, game in, game out, we see in training, the only way to really stop her is to bring her down and foul her. Can't imagine the amount of fouls that she's like suffered.
Yeah. Because
that's really the only way. She's so strong, so quick. And she was definitely a handful for Barcelona. So that's such a big addition for us. And, it's just, as you said, the only thing was just the goal, because she was dribbling almost from half, I remember. And did everything, and it was just so close. But that's the difference that she can make for us, for sure.
Let's talk a little bit about Emma. What was her halftime talk like? What did she say at halftime to you guys? I feel like you're thinking, I don't know if I can say this on camera. I don't think I'm allowed to be as honest.
How honest are you?
I have to think about it. I don't know really.
Well, what did she say even before the game? Because my question is afterwards is going to be, what did she say post-match? So how different were her kind of pre-match talk, half-time, and then post-match?
I feel like it was pretty similar before, during, and after. Because we knew what we wanted to do going into this game. There was 2 games. Our goal was to go there to get a result. But we wanted to come back to Stamford Bridge in the best possible position to be with our fans, to be able to have that, again, advantage and energy behind us. So that was a really big message that I got from Emma before the game. It was just about that consistency at halftime. Even if we're 1-0 up, we want to still go for it. But we know that they can come back into this game. So again, it's just about, we need to defend well. And pick our moments when we can go forward. And I feel like that was a consistent message. And it was helpful because we were able to stay calm, not overreact, and you just stick to the game plan.
Yep. So we talked about Mayra. I also want to touch on the goal scorer, Erin. How much of a change have you seen in Erin? And maybe specifically since she's become captain?
Yeah, I would say she's a leader from the beginning of the season on the pitch and off the pitch. she is such a good player. I love to play with her, and the way she plays and the moves, and I like it.
Nice. Because she's also such a big personality, isn't she? And she also makes everyone laugh. I mean, I spoke to her twice and I was in fits of laughter.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she just naturally, you know, as you said, a big personality. She's so funny. She's hilarious. Like, when I first got to the club, she was the first person that came, welcomed me, and just made sure, you know, I felt good at Chelsea. And it makes a big difference when you're new in an environment. But that just speaks again to her leadership on and off the field. And nice. On the field, she will play until she can't walk anymore. And you need players like that, like literal soldiers out there. She's technically sound and composed, but she will, you know, go to war for you. So that's the player you want on your team for sure.
I love that. I've got her next. So I'm like, Erin, you go to war for your team. Right? That is my headline. Ashley said it. Did you guys manage to celebrate afterwards? Because I know in football it tends to be concentrate on the next game, don't get too excited. But I feel like if I had just beaten Barcelona, I would be pretty excited and I would want to celebrate. Do you get to savor the moment?
Yeah, we were happy about the win and just did something on the bus, and it was like, yeah, we won, but no, we have to focus on the next game. So I not really celebrate, like a little bit, but not that much, because we have the second leg.
Yeah, I didn't realize also the stats, like how the last time they had lost at home, or like all those things, like how big it was. I don't think we realized it, because we were just like heading to the game like we want to win. That's it. So yeah.
How do you think the mentality in the dressing room has been now leading up to the game at Stamford Bridge?
Good, I think that, you know, there's confidence from the first game, but we're still conscious that it's going to be a challenge. But I would say, you know, there's good positive vibes. This is, I think, the first time in a while that we don't have a game every 3 days. So we actually do have a week to build into this game, which is very different. So we're just trying to take advantage, recover, and every day just preparing the little details that we can change going into the next game.
What advice has Emma given, I guess maybe to you guys as a whole, but maybe specifically individually as well?
I think the biggest thing is the consistency of our performance, but knowing that they're also going to come in with a completely different approach, intensity. You know, they might change their tactics as well. So we need to be ready to adapt. And yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is for us, our individual roles, but as a team, we need to have that performance, but we also need to elevate our performance as well.
And we have to switch on from the first second. We got some chances in the first minutes, so we have to switch on from the beginning in the first and second half, and we have to stay focused in every situation. I think this is the small detail in games like this that they will win maybe some more confidence when we not that switched on, so we have to be focused in every situation.
Now I know, Sia, you talked about enjoying playing at Kings Meadow, but it's going to be at Stamford Bridge. How special is it to play at Stamford Bridge, and especially on these big games? I know that you guys played there against Arsenal, but how special do you think against Barcelona it'll be?
Yeah, I think very special. My family is coming over, so this is also very special to play in front of them. But I like the atmosphere there and to play there for the fans, for us. And
so who in your family is coming?
My parents and 2 of my sisters. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And my aunt and my cousin. So
okay.
A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. You're going to have a whole squad.
Yeah.
Will they be cycling in as well?
Hopefully not.
No. Is that the first time that they've come to see you at Stamford Bridge?
They was there for the first game.
Okay.
When we played against Tottenham, the first leg.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. So Ashley, you talk to me about what it's like playing at Stamford Bridge, especially on these big nights.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, the stadium's beautiful, and the pitch, everything, it just really feels like Champions League. So, you know, going into this game against Barcelona at Stamford Bridge, just really looking forward to it with the crowd. As CEO said, our family, our loved ones are going to be there supporting us. So it's just that much more special. And yeah, it just brings that more motivation for us to play.
Is there something particularly special about the Champions League? Because I feel like every little girl or boy dreams of playing in the Champions League. It's the biggest competition in Europe. What does it feel like when you line up and you go out, you're through the tunnel and you're on the pitch and you're just looking around, soaking in the atmosphere? Because none of us will actually know. We're just the atmosphere, but we don't know what it's like to be in your shoes. Can you put it into words?
I don't know. I think it's just always been like a dream, like for me personally. Growing up, when I wanted to be a professional player, I've always wanted to play in Champions League. Yeah. So it's the competition that as a football player, you dream of playing in and you want to win it. So yeah, this season is particularly special. You know, the path that we took to get here, you've had stellar performances in the group stage, and now getting to this point, it's just all the hard work that, you know, the players and the staff have put in, and it's just that much more special. And getting to this point is like, it's surreal, but again, it's a testament to everything that, you know, Emma and the group has put in.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you a really annoying question now. CEO's like, you've asked me loads of annoying questions so far. It's like, all your questions have been annoying. But what would it mean, or how would it feel? Or do you even allow yourself to dream about getting to the final?
Oh, I would say I just focus on the next game.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
I feel like it's so driven into football players to not almost get ahead of themselves. Yeah. But part of me feels like that's quite sad, because in other industries you kind of want to dream big so that it can become a reality, and you almost like manifest it at the same time, right? But I guess, is that an individual thing?
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I've maybe thought about the final, but it's really like you don't want to think about it too much because it can be over before you know it. So it's really that next game, and just focusing on that, and step by step, we'll get to the final one day.
Okay. Are there any superstitions? Is there anything that you do specific to different competitions?
I always have my same routine in every competition. Like,
okay.
I always go with my right foot the first time on the pitch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I do.
Okay.
And always have porridge before my game. So it's my match meal.
I love that. Porridge.
Porridge, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess
not
lots
pasta,
of people are
porridge.
pasta, but yeah. Porridge works. Have you got anything, Ashley?
I would say my pre-meal is like pasta or pancakes when they're available.
Oh, pancakes.
Canadian maple syrup, yes. Okay.
Very good, but no bacon.
No bacon. No, not before game.
So is your porridge just plain porridge? Are we adding fruits? Are we adding honey, maple syrup?
Yeah, fruits, honey, sometimes protein pulver.
Okay. Yeah. I love
Very
that.
healthy.
If anyone wants to eat like Sia and Ashley, you heard it here first. Match game, pasta or pancakes, porridge. This podcast is brought to you by Skoda, the official car partner of Chelsea Women and proud supporters of women's sport. Whether you're playing five-a-side after work, cheering the kids on from the sidelines on a Saturday morning, or gathering with your mates to watch the big leagues at the weekend, Skoda's the perfect companion for your everyday adventures. Zip around town in the fully electric Enyaq, or give the squad a lift home in the all-new 7-seater Kodiaq. There's something in the range to suit teams of all shapes and sizes. Don't just take my word for it. Search the Skoda range today to jump in and see for yourself. So I've got some listener questions here. What is your favourite British snack? So he was like, it's really hard because I don't like any of your food.
I don't want to say it.
I'm trying to think what British snacks would be. Maybe sausage roll or... Nah. No. You're like, I'm from Germany. Your sausage has nothing on mine.
True.
What else is very British? Maybe crisps. Is that our thing? Like chips?
Oh, right. We had this discussion the other day because there's chips, there's crisps. But what are crisps in the UK?
Know, really,
yeah, we really still don't know.
Can you explain us? Maybe?
What is crisps?
Yeah.
Crisps is what you guys in America would call chips.
Okay.
And
is it fries?
What are fries? Yeah.
Fries are skinny chips.
Oh.
And then chips to us is like fat fries.
Gotcha. Wow.
So like if you guys have never had like proper fish and chips where you've got like the fat fries, and they're like proper fat, chippy fries.
No. I've had fish and chips, but that
But
sounds good.
But you had skinny fries.
Yeah.
Oh, that is not a proper fish and chips, my
Okay.
friend. I'll have to take you for a proper fish and chips. There's actually a really good one by Cobham Station.
Really?
FYI, yeah. And he does the fat chips are like proper chips.
Okay.
And then the skinny ones are French fries. Because
Okay.
they're French and they're chic.
Oui, oui.
What was the biggest change you noticed coming from a different league?
The intensity in the games.
Okay.
So coming from France, the number of high intensity games. I think every league game you go into, it's like the opposition is like physical and fighting to the final whistle. So that's pretty difficult when, you know, we're playing for different competitions, and the level is always very high. Versus in France, there was a bit more of like a gap between maybe like the top two teams and the rest of the league. So this one is like day in, day out, like every game is like a battle and a fight.
Would you agree with that, CEO?
Yes. I would say the same. Like, it's more intense, faster, maybe. It's more transition than German or the Bundesliga. Yeah, I would say quite similar. Yeah.
Nice. And the third question is, at what point did you both realize that you were going to become professional footballers? Was there an age? Was there a point in your
Become, I'm not sure, but I knew when I was 9, I wanted to be one.
Okay.
I didn't know if I was going to be.
Okay.
Maybe.
But there wasn't a specific point where you were like, I think I could actually go pro. I think this could actually become a reality for me.
I mean, I'm a bit older than you. So like when I was younger, there wasn't that many examples of especially women football players. So to actually say, oh, maybe I could, or maybe this is a possibility for me. But I could remember for the longest time that I wanted to be one, because I grew up watching like football, but it was predominantly men. So maybe around, I was maybe 15 or 16 when I first watched. It was the Olympics, London 2012. And that's when I had my first exposure to women playing at a high level, and Canada and USA and France and Germany, they were all competing at a high level. But that was fairly later on when I was like, oh, this could be possible. So maybe like 15, 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I find it hard to say an age. I would say it was like just playing football, loved the game, and then I was in Frankfurt, and then I'm here, and yeah, it's so
all
crazy.
a blur.
Yeah,
I love that. I was in Frankfurt,
in Chelsea.
and then I'm at Chelsea.
Just appeared here.
It just happened.
Here we go.
And then I just cycle and get the train, guys. That's what happens. I don't know.
All right.
yeah,
So
I can't realize this is it happened so quick. I went to the is it a boarding school?
Boarding school,
school, yeah. Maybe then, because I was just a football boarding school.
Okay.
So maybe then I just had football, and because before I played football, I played tennis.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had to decide if I want to play football or tennis. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And what made you decide to play football? Was it just that you loved it more? Were you better at it? What was the reason?
I just wanted to play with a team on the pitch and not for my own. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Because interestingly, Jess said that she could have done rugby or football, and she was like, I think I even preferred rugby. I don't even know how I ended up in football. And I was like, what?
that's funny.
But it's always interesting to know these kind of sporting abilities and how life could have been totally different if you'd have gone down. Maybe I'd have been interviewing you at Wimbledon.
Oh, maybe. Maybe after my football
Career.
You go into
career.
tennis?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Why not?
I love that from Sio. She's like, I was at Frankfurt and Chelsea, but maybe I'll do Wimbledon when I
yeah.
retire.
Grand Slam, like win one, why not?
I love it. My last question is to you, Ashley, because you said you grew up and it was predominantly men and they were the ones that you were looking up to. Do you find that it maybe changes your behavior sometimes when you're around fans, specifically younger girls, knowing that you're to them what you didn't have?
Yeah, absolutely. Just seeing how things have changed. I've literally been a part of that evolution is so cool. More consistent, sold out stadiums, and seeing women play at a high level is so cool to be a part of and to witness. And as you said, seeing the fans, the little girls that are coming out to the games and little boys that are seeing examples of women that are playing, that are competing at this level. It wasn't like that when I was growing up. So it's so important. And I recognize that we all do our role and responsibility, not only as players, but as, role models.
Yeah. And it is nice for little boys to just see that it's normal. We see boys play, we see girls play, we support the men's team, we support the women's team. And specifically, I guess, for you coming from so far, because I feel like it's a big deal. You're coming to Europe, you're coming to a whole different culture and continent, and we love football here in probably a completely different way.
Oh yeah, it's a whole new world. Growing up, especially watching the Premier League on TV, that's really why I said I want to play in Europe one day. I didn't know where, but yeah, it's a different culture, and I wanted to be a part of that, like a true football culture. So having been here in France and now in the UK, I'm like, wow, this is so cool. What I've always dreamed of. So
amazing. Well, I could fire questions at you all day, but CEO might kill me if I keep doing it. So I'm going to end that here. But thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Hopefully I'll get to see you guys individually at some point soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we've mainly talked about Barcelona, so I have to wish you best of luck on Saturday. And I'll be there cheering on.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look up. I'll be there.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you there.
Thank you for listening to We Are Chelsea, the official podcast of Chelsea Women, brought to you in association with Skoda, the official car partner of Chelsea Women and proud supporters of women's sport. During the course of this series, we'll be speaking in depth to more of Chelsea's top players, and we'll also be bringing you all the post-match reaction to the biggest games with the players themselves. So remember to subscribe, give us a review, and send in your questions to wearechelsea@chelseafc.com. See you next time.